Live from Austin, Texas, with host Rosie Newberry. Local trends, shopping, and more. This is Studio 512.
This segment is sponsored by First Texas Honda. Every week we introduce you to a new furry friend looking for their forever home. And our First Texas Honda Pet of the Week, joining us today is Kimberly White Erlinger, friend of the show with Austin Animal Center, here to introduce us to a very treat-driven gal. It's Pinky. Good morning.
Good morning. Thanks for having us.
Talk to me a little bit about Pinky. She is a very sweet gal, but boy, she's been having fun with toys since she's been in here.
She is precious. I have stuck a few bits of treats into this toy, and she is so excited about it and so focused on it. And you know, she's a really smart girl. I got to tell you so much about her. She is probably one of, if not the longest stay dog at Austin Animal Center.
Whoa.
She's been there for over 400 days, well over 400 days.
Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that.
Yeah,
and such a sweet girl.
She's so sweet, and she's a perfect size, and she's so smart, and she just sits in her kennel and watches people walk by every day, day after day for
That's heartbreaking.
For well over a year, and I don't know why. She's active, she's cute, she's funny, she's sweet. She had a really lovely sleepover with her volunteer champion, Katie, several months ago, and she said she could not have been more perfect. She was great in the car, which she was with me too. She had 0 accidents, so she's perfectly house trained. She was non-destructive. She only played with dog toys. She would cuddle on the sofa with her when it was time to cuddle. She'd love to go on walks. She's very active, you know? So we don't know why. She's just lovely.
I was going to say, we've got this really cool active photo of her.
Great?
Yeah. So like a cool backyard or somebody who's willing to take her on a walk.
Yeah.
Once or twice a day.
She's great. As you saw, she's really terrific with strangers. So a high traffic home would be terrific. And
that's really nice to hear, because that's
really
not always the case.
Right, exactly. There are dogs who have stranger danger. You want to be really careful with those introductions, but she does not have any of that. She is just ready to go. She's so fabulous. She's really into this toy. I should try to pull it around just a little bit.
Just looking at the bottom half of my legs.
I know her sweet face. So she's part Boston Terrier, which you can kind of see.
Oh, that explains some of the energy too, doesn't it?
I'll try to get her sweet face up. And she's 3, so she has spent a good portion of her life at AAC.
And it's time for her to get her forever home.
I know, it is so time. She's just delightful. She's caught. Sorry.
Well, no.
Come here, honey.
Oh, she's trying to make an escape from the door. That's okay, Pinky. That's okay. I do want to say it kind of brings up that good girl, ugly discussion piece that every once in a while we touch on, which is that black dogs don't always get the most attention. It's kind of hard to see them in their little kennels.
I know,
so they get passed over.
They don't photograph as easily as other color dogs, and they do get passed over. But she's just such a sweet girl. I'm hoping to really kind of counteract that attitude and idea, but I just don't know where it comes from. But she is just so delightful, and she's, you know, as her volunteer champion, Katie, has said, that she is still so joyful, and her attitude is still so positive.
For someone who's been so long.
She's been there so long.
Yeah.
And she's just delightful. I love her to bits.
And she is willing to take love from anybody, so that's some really
anybody. She loves everybody.
She could make some new friends. So as far as talking about best home, I feel like I've just seen a light bulb from you.
I do have a light bulb, and it's cat-shaped. She actually was
such a good reply.
She was tested with cats recently, and she actually did really well.
Hey, that's really big.
Yeah, so that's really big.
Yeah,
that's
and
huge.
What do we think about younger kids? Just a little bit on the energetic side, maybe.
She's a little energetic. She gets excited and can jump up when she really wants to go for her walks, or, you know, there's a treat waiting for her. But she's gentle about it. So there she goes. So maybe, you know, as long as the kid is being managed and walked, definitely older kids. She'd be perfect with older kids.
She'd be good with
Absolutely.
older kids.
Yeah.
And of course, if somebody has pets at home and they want to do kind of a trial run, we can do a meet and greet, right?
Absolutely, yeah. We always recommend meet and greets. So yeah, she likes other dogs, but plenty of dogs are dog selective. So let's go ahead and make sure that everybody in the family is on board with the change.
Because once we send her to the house, we want her to stay
I
there happily forevermore.
I know, it's we always say, I never want to see you again, which is kind of sad because you always want to see the dog again, but you never want to see, you want them to go and live their best lives. So she's so ready. She is so ready.
Absolutely. What a sweet girl.
She's
okay.
precious.
A couple of things I want to bring up. Pride and Puppies, that's happening this weekend.
Doesn't that sound like so much fun?
It sure does.
I know, and I don't exactly remember the times, but it's going to be on Music Lane right behind Lululemon. And so they have asked us to bring some adoptable puppies as well as just some community information and stuff. So yes, absolutely. Doesn't that look like so much fun? There's going to be all sorts of things happening. So we're just honored to be part of it.
And you might find your new best friend out there at Pride and Puppies.
We have lots of puppies.
Yeah, that's great.
Lots of puppies.
Not only
that'll be a
that,
blast.
there's an event happening for Del Valley this weekend as well.
Yes.
So you don't even have to be in the middle of town. You can be enjoying this day community fair.
There it is, Del Valley Day Community Fair. It's going to be, it says Music Lane on South Congress. It's actually going to be out at CODA.
Oh, okay. Sorry about that. That's my fault.
No, it's fine. So that one is going to be at their, Del Valley has a racetrack. Who knew? So it's going to be at CODA. So there's going to be all sorts of things, and we're going to do name tag engraving and all sorts of, community outreach. So it's going to be a lot of fun. And again, we're just guests.
Oh,
so,
yeah.
And happy to join in and be a part of it.
I'm glad we're bringing up CODA because recently you spayed and neutered a large number of animals.
Yes. We did another Good Fix clinic with the Good Charities, and it was an unbelievably successful. We spayed and neutered 1,100 dogs and cats.
That's amazing.
From Travis County.
And just real quick, an update from you on Clear the Shelters in the month of August.
Yes, that was August 9th, and we adopted out over 130 dogs and cats.
That's incredible.
Which is fabulous. And the people who didn't find their best friend that day were each given free vouchers to come back for the rest of August.
Oh, lovely.
So they can come back today, tomorrow, grab Pinky or one of her friends, and
I'm going to start doing like big signs this way.
Yep.
Take this sweet girl home. Pinky,
she's so
you
precious.
did a good job on
Isn't she so good? Thank you very much.
Kimberly, thank you.
Thank
All right,
you.
guys, you can adopt Pinky today by going to Austin Animal Center on Levander Loop. You can also learn more about animals online that are available at austintexas.gov and on Instagram at Austin Animal Center. The preceding portion of Studio 512 was sponsored by First Texas Honda. The following portion of Studio 512 is sponsored by First Texas Honda. First Texas Honda was the very first Honda dealership in the Lone Star State, and they're still at the cutting edge of making people happy when it comes to buying cars. We're talking with Alini Ferreira today to learn a little bit more. So Alini, why should someone buy from First Texas Honda?
Well, like you said, this is the first Honda dealership in Texas, so we've been here through it all, And since we've opened our doors, we've contributed hundreds of thousands to the community. So as a family-owned business, we want to put you first. So no matter your reason for coming in, we're going to help you find the car for you so you can drive away happy.
And there's some really pretty cars here.
Yes, there
I
is.
have to say for sure. Let's talk about your lifetime powertrain protection because it's something that makes you stand out in the market.
Yeah, so our lifetime powertrain protection is available on most of our vehicles, and it covers everything from engine, transmission to drive axle. And you also have the option to upgrade to Platinum, which covers key fobs and windshield repair, paintless dent repair, basically anything you want. And if you want to learn more about it, we're happy to answer any questions that you have. Just come on in, give us a call. We're here to help.
Wonderful. Okay, I want to ask about this. Any services that you offer that people may not know about? Because I'll tell you, I didn't know about a couple of these.
Oh my gosh. Well, we have a complimentary cafe bar. It's unlimited for any guest. We have a kids room. We have tons of games for people to play with while they're browsing, shopping, even if they're here for service. The best thing right now, and this is launching this month, is we are open now 7 days a week, our service department. It's going to be available on Sundays from 8 to 3.
Wonderful, and all makes and models serviced here.
Correct, yes. We will service all makes and models here at First Texas Honda 7 days a week.
Love it. All right, let's talk about your cars and caffeine, your monthly meetup.
Yes, so Cars and Caffeine is starting to really get popular these last few months, and this event is amazing. You have vendors, live music, merch, coffee, of course. So if you love coffee, if you love cars, come on in. Cars and Caffeine is available once a month. It's a great time.
It's a meetup. It's a way to
Yes,
talk
it's a
to
car
other
meetup.
Honda.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Tons of cool rides.
Tons of cool rides. I love that. I'm going to be rolling up in this thing.
Yeah, there you go.
Right. And finally, where can people find out more about y'all?
Well, our website is going to have a whole plethora of information, but the best way would be Instagram and Facebook. That's going to have the quickest and the most updated information about our store, any sort of events going on, including the car meetup.
Lovely. And of course, if you just want to walk in the door and have a conversation, there are a lot of friendly faces
Yes,
in here.
come in for a coffee. We love that.
Okay, sounds good to me, Alini. Thank you.
Thank you.
Want to learn more? Go to firsttexashonda.com or follow them on Instagram and Facebook for real-time updates and event announcements. The preceding portion of Studio 512 was sponsored by First Texas Honda. Welcome back, everybody. Here's a reminder from us here at Studio 512. It's okay to not be okay. After a personal tragedy involving her daughter's best friend, Amelia Floyd started the Engage and Heal Foundation. She, along with board member Kathleen Hassenfratz, are here to tell us more about the mental health resources their organization offers to Central Texas, and we're happy to have them in the studio. Y'all, good morning.
Good morning, Rosie. We're so excited to be here.
Thank you for having us.
Of course. Thank you for joining us. And Amelia, I'm going to start with you. Talk to us about the starting of the Engage and Heal Foundation, because it starts, unfortunately, with a pretty sad story.
Well, it does. It started with the tragedy of my daughter's best friend dying by suicide. Eric had just finished his first year at A&M. He was a cadet in the Corps. Came home in May, and we saw things just spiral. And we decided that he needed some help. We couldn't get it. So I decided we needed to do something. And so now we focus on making sure that our youth have the tools and the education that they need to deal with their mental health struggles, whether it be anxiety, depression. There's so many, but those are our main focus.
Yeah. And we've heard, more and more over the last couple of years about how it's becoming an epidemic for our young people, these mental health struggles. So Kathleen, if you wouldn't mind, what are some of the biggest mental health obstacles facing our young folks today?
Yes, well, as a licensed therapist here in Texas and been in the field for 35 plus years, it's amazing to see the progression of the mental health disorders as they've been becoming more glaringly obvious. According to Mental Health America, nearly 5 million young adults between the ages of 15 to 18 have mental disorders, including depression. 3 million of those have been having suicidal ideation or thoughts about suicide. But I feel like the most alarming thing is 60% of that group, kids with depression in the ages of 12 to 18, let me correct that, have not gotten treatment. They don't know how to get treatment and how to lend themselves to even maybe asking. So that's part of why we're here today, is to start the conversation that leads to people feeling like they can ask for help.
Yeah. Something I'm unwinding myself is that I started choosing perfectionism to mask my depression, and I know that there are going to be some high achieving kids who probably don't know, there's still a stigma attached. They don't know that they can ask for help.
No, and we see that in our district, but Central Texas as a large group is not immune. I think that it's a very competitive world the young adults live in.
More competitive than our worlds ever were.
Completely, and we wonder, Amelia and I and the board talk about this, with the cell phone ban that our state has implemented, K through 12, where some kids have utilized that as a little bit of a way to lean into having conversations at lunch or just looking into things that interest them. They have nothing to lean into now. So we're going to have to teach conversation. We're going to have to teach, how do I connect with others? How do I learn to be authentic? And how do I ask for help if I need it? And have friends notice.
Yeah, have friends who are plugged in enough to be able to pick up on some of the signs and symptoms. And so that's maybe something that I want to ask as well, Kathleen, you as a therapist, what might a caregiver, a teacher, a parent, a friend pick up on that could be some subtle signs of anxiety or depression going on?
Well, what we love about mental health literacy, Rosie, is that you learn the difference between a challenge, like I'm stressed out because there's a test coming up, and so I'm not sleeping as much, I feel anxious, versus I'm always feeling off. I feel like I can't sleep. It's been 2 or more weeks. I'm starting to feel disconnected. I don't want to be around people, and to have people realize that there's finite differences, but we can teach those in mental health literacy. That's the whole basis of mental health literacy. What does a disorder look like? The common ones, anxiety, depression, some OCD. What do I do if I notice that? How do I broach that conversation? And then what do we do next? And I think that's the pivotal piece. How do we get the help?
Coping mechanisms are
Absolutely.
very important to know.
Oh,
Yeah.
I mean,
big
it
time.
could be it could be so subtle, or it could lead to therapy,
Yeah.
which is not a problem.
Not a problem.
No,
I'm in it myself.
Raise your hand.
Nothing wrong with that. Yeah. But let's talk about the resources because when you guys started this foundation, it was let's help the kids, and now you've grown.
Yes.
So you have the ability to kind of get out ahead of
Yes.
maybe some problems that kids might start to run into.
So we're excited that we're starting this new program called Kickstart Your Wellness, and so we're trying to get kids involved in storytelling, telling their stories, telling their problems, their struggles, so that other kids and parents can see that they are not alone. And that the starting of a conversation is probably the best thing you can do. And in order to make sure that this grows, we're even starting it as a student ambassador program.
Oh, cool.
So we're going to have certain ambassadors. We actually have been talking with a couple of people right now. And should they complete their ambassadorship, they'll be eligible for a $2,500 scholarship at the end of the year.
Wonderful. So they're giving back to others, but they're also serving themselves.
Exactly.
100%.
And also our teachers. Our kids spend so much time with them every day, but our teachers need help as well. So we're excited that we renewed an online therapy platform that
I can
is-
tell you two are close.
platform that's called Anticipate Joy. So it's for faculty and teachers that they can get access to therapy anytime they want.
Oh, wow.
So, and it's available to anybody. It's like a piggy bank situation. But it's
Currently with LT at Lake Travis ISD right now, but definitely we're wanting to grow that as we are the ambassador program and just the mental health literacy components all around.
Somebody's got to care for the carers.
Someone's got to
yes.
Yeah, absolutely. And so with those resources, as people are watching today, I'd like to know, Amelia, how can we support y'all? How can we help?
Well, you can go to our website, engageandheal.org. You can sign up for our newsletter. You get lots of resources there, lots of the events that we're going to be participating in. You can also go to our website and see our resource page, which is extremely vetted. We don't just throw up any organization. And you can also follow us on social media at Engage and Heal.
And sometimes even just the awareness of social media, us seeing, your posts pop up, that
Yes.
sort of thing, that can
Well,
help
and some
as
of
well.
the ambassadors we are hoping will begin to be our
Hey.
posters.
All right, I
Yes.
love it.
Yes.
We'll have to leave it here, y'all, but thank you. For
No,
what it
thank
is
you
you're
for
doing.
having
so
us,
much.
Rosie. It's really
Appreciate it.
I appreciate it. Guys, you can learn more about the organization and help support its mission at engageandheal.org. This segment is sponsored by Debt Redemption. Hey, y'all, CNBC reports that 62% of Americans right now are living paycheck to paycheck as credit card debt rises, and 74% of Americans say they're stressed out about their finances. So if you or someone you know struggles with $20,000 to $100,000 or more of credit card debt or personal loans, Tim Wilkins with Debt Redemption Texas Debt Relief has options for Texans to save money. Tim, good morning.
Good morning, Rosie. When is the last time we got 74% of people to agree on anything?
Never.
But we can agree, 74, I think 100% of people, but 74% of people are legitimately stressed right now with the cost of things. Maybe they put a lot of things they can't afford anymore on credit cards, adjusting mortgage rates and adjusting credit card rates. Everything is just piling up. It really is a leading, we've talked about this in the past, it's a leading cause of divorce and a difference in relationships, difficulties, and just physical stress in individuals. They carry that debt and that stress of being able to keep up very personally.
Yeah, it feels like a weight on your shoulders. But it's not necessarily everybody's fault. Let's talk about some of the factors that led into this.
Well, it is just some of those things. When prices rose, They didn't rise. I love that. Inflation's up 8%. Well, then why did my eggs go from $2 to $8?
It was expensive.
That's not 8%. That's a lot of percent. My math is horrible, but I'm going to tell you that's a lot of percent. But when things got infinitely more expensive, rental cars went up, the things that we use when we travel, people started putting those on credit cards, and then interest rates went from 15 to 20. The average is now 27%. When we talk about average, there are people tacking 30% interest onto the things that are already difficult to afford. So it just became this perfect storm of personal debt that is really burdening people.
Yeah, and we want people to know that they're not alone. This is happening to thousands, millions of
Millions right now.
Yeah.
The country's carrying $1.1 trillion in debt, and it's not 5 people. It's not just my ex-wife. It's got to be a lot more people than just her. It's really important to people to know that not only are they not alone, but we don't have as much financial literacy in this country that we are taught that there's debt consolidation, credit counseling, that you can actually settle and negotiate debt. It's important to know your options. So find a company like ours that's full service, that has all the different ways to tell you what works best for you. We look at someone's debt, how much they owe, who they owe, their income, their goals. Are they looking to buy a house anytime soon? Are they already behind or about to be behind? Are they already getting letters from the creditors? There's so many factors going in to help someone find just that perfect solution.
Well, I'm glad you brought it up because there are multiple solutions coming from just your company.
Just our company, and those are illustrated in these beautiful graphs you've just led into. People are very visual, so it's very important to know. People are coming to us with $10,000, $20,000, $200,000, $300,000 in debt, but our average is $50,000. And with these interest rates, minimum payments can be as much as $2,000 or more. And that's just the minimums, just not falling behind and keeping up with your bills. You get a debt consolidation loan, which is a low interest loan that locks in against future rate hikes and gives you a lower interest rate to try to pay it all off. You see, that could be under $1,000 every month. Credit counseling could be a lot of the same interest rate help without a new loan, under $1,100, both a huge relief from $2,000.
Absolutely.
We have a Texas debt relief program. If you're really struggling, we don't actually work on your interest rates. It works to negotiate reductions in your principal balance, significantly lower what you actually owe. And that can give you a program payment often around $750, less than half compared to what you're making minimums. And the beauty is how fast you can get out of debt. Let's look at that, and we'll look at the total amount that you could pay off over time. Double what you owe right now if you stop spending and just make minimums. That interest is going to be over $100,000.
That's a big orange cylinder.
That is a big orange cylinder full of wasted interest you could be making anywhere else in the world if you invested it and not just threw it away to high interest debt. Debt consolidation and credit counseling, a huge relief. That Texas debt relief program could actually have you owing less than what you owe today, paying back less than what you owe today by negotiating your principal balance and not just your interest rates.
Pretty impressive, and you say it's done pretty quickly.
24 to 48 months, that's that huge light at the end of the tunnel. If you're making minimums, if it doesn't feel like your balance is going down, it's because it really isn't. 20 plus years.
Wow.
Debt consolidation, credit counseling, 6 years and 5 years. Compared to 20, a huge relief. But if you're thinking down the road, when can I start investing in my future, or a rainy day, or an emergency, your kid's college, 24 to 48 months. Often, if you're aggressive, depending on your budget, we have programs to structure any way that works best for you to get you out of debt as fast as possible.
Well, and speaking of the types of programs that you offer, bankruptcy is an option, but people don't have to file for bankruptcy, right?
The majority of people that come to us want to avoid bankruptcy. Although we do have bankruptcy, we're affiliated with the top-rated bankruptcy attorney. So if you want those bankruptcy options, but not everybody qualifies for that Chapter 7 that washes it away.
Yeah.
They'll look at being on a Chapter 13, what's a repayment plan, so they'll have a bankruptcy and they still owe money back, and they start looking at our other options and saying, there might be another way. So we encourage you to call us, and if you want to explore bankruptcy, we can help you with that. We can help you with the non-bankruptcy options. But it's important to know all the options that are available to you.
Let's talk about people who see ads for maybe debt relief on social media or on the internet. Why should you not always believe what you can click on?
Well, oftentimes they're not the actual companies. They're just companies that are advertising to get your information and distribute it to their different suppliers or the highest bidder. There's a couple online sites that end with list that do that, and you get 9 calls to fix your roof. And I just thought I was calling one company. It's like that. They may not be licensed here in Texas. We've been helping Texans and Texans only for 20 years. We know the consumer protection laws. We're more efficient. And we pass that along to people who are already struggling by being up to 40% less than those out-of-state companies, those nationally advertising companies. We're trying to be tactful. So it is important to us to help only Texans. and serve them in a way that we don't think they do.
Wonderful. Texas-based, veteran-owned, and you guys are really proud of the way people review your company because they're really happy.
They are happy, and it's a very difficult time for a lot of people. When you're going through that as an individual or as a family, it's a painful time. So to have somebody walk you through it and be happy on the other side, it speaks volumes to how we do business.
Absolutely. So if somebody's watching this morning, you always say for yourself or maybe somebody you know, you just want to get the conversation started.
Get the conversation started. Look at your options, lay out those bills, and let us find the options and just tell you what's available to you before it's too late.
Okay, sounds good to me, Tim. Thank you for the education.
Nice to see you, Rosie.
If you are struggling with $20,000 to $100,000 or more of credit card debt or personal loans, talk to a Texas debt specialist and ask about their lowest fee guarantee by calling 800-971-4060 or visit debtredemption.com/KXAN for a no obligation consultation. This segment is sponsored by Debt Redemption. The changing of the seasons is a perfect time to freshen up your home, try a new beauty routine, or test out a new hobby. Alyssa Bergamini and Ashley Howard are standing by with the best products for a little something new at the best prices in this week's Epic Discounts from consumer resource bestreviews.com.
Welcome to Epic Discounts by bestreviews.com. I'm Alyssa Bergamini.
And I'm Ashley Howard. Take out your phone and scan that QR code on your screen and get ready to save big.
Let's dive into today's must-haves, starting with the Powerhouse Performer, the Ace Magic 16-inch laptop. It is fast, stylish, and ready for anything.
With a 12th generation Intel quad-core processor and 16 gigabytes of RAM, it handles work, streaming, and multitasking like a pro, all on Windows 11.
That is right. You get a full HD display that looks sharp and vibrant, and all the modern ports with built-in Wi-Fi 5.
Lightweight, reliable, and designed to keep up with your day. Next, meet the Google Nest Thermostat, a smart way to stay comfortable and save money.
It is programmable, energy efficient, and super easy to control from your phone. It learns your schedule, adjusts automatically, and helps lower your energy bills. That sounds good to me. It works with most heating and cooling systems, and setup is so quick.
Sleek, simple, and smart. It even works with your voice assistant. It's a small upgrade with a big impact.
Now, skincare lovers, this one's for you. The Bliss Bright Idea Vitamin C Plus Tripeptide Serum. It is packed with 15% vitamin C and a barrier boost complex that brightens, firms, and supports collagen.
Yes, it smooths the look of fine lines, improves elasticity, and leaves your skin glowing and hydrated. Lightweight, non-greasy, and gentle enough for daily use. I mean, it's radiance in a bottle.
Yeah, I need this for sure. And last but certainly not least, the perfect creative companion, the portable sewing machine for beginners. Compact, easy to use, and packed with features like 12 built-in stitches, 2 speed settings, and it comes with 20 fabrics and 32 threads to get you started.
Great for simple repairs, DIY crafts, or learning to sew. It's fun, functional, and perfect for beginners of any age. Set it up anywhere and start stitching in minutes.
Let's get a look at all 4 amazing finds built for your lifestyle, your routine, and your creativity. Epic Discounts has you covered. And remember, these deals are only available for a limited time.
Yes, head to epicdiscounts.com or just scan the QR code on your screen and get ready to scan, shop, and save with Epic Discounts by Best Reviews.
Best Reviews is owned by our parent company, Nexstar. You can find more on the products mentioned by going to KXAN.com and clicking on the Marketplace tab. Welcome back, everybody. Of course, here at Studio 512, it's really important for us to empower women in our community. And today we're highlighting a local photographer who has her 5th annual 40 over 40 campaign going on. Felicia Reed and her client, Gabriela Espinosa, are joining us to tell us more. Oh, good morning.
Good morning. Thank you for having us.
Thank you both for being here. What a powerful subject. I'm so glad we're talking about it. Felicia, let's start with what made you want to do this campaign and what it is.
Well, as a mom, I had quit my job when I was 40. I'm gonna be 50 this year. And so I was already doing photography, and I was looking for something for me. I love experiences, and it was just a way for me to feel empowered. And I had my own photo shoot around 39, and it was absolutely amazing. And I was like, nobody focuses on the mom. There's rarely any photographers. It's about the family or the kids, but it's like, why are you forgetting about me? Like, I'm just transitioning into a next level of my life, and I wanted to be known as that photographer that empowered women 40, 50, 60, and beyond.
Oh, lovely. And you're right, because once people enter motherhood, so often it becomes about everybody else. And you kind of, a lot of those maternity pictures, it's the bump we're showing off. And not maybe so much focused on the mom or her journey. So tell me a little bit more about the actual campaign, who you find, and how it works.
So how it works is I just put it out there. Anybody's available as long as the first 40 that apply, they usually get in. And so I'm looking for women that have been doing stuff for everybody else. They've been taking care of everybody else, and they haven't been taking care of themselves. They think maybe that they don't feel seen. They're minimizing themselves somehow. These are usually high achieving women, but they have some subconscious limiting belief about themselves that as they age, it's a bad thing, but it's really not a bad thing. They want to feel celebrated. Maybe they've gone through a divorce. Maybe they've overcome cancer just like I did. And our bodies are totally different, and they're on that self-acceptance journey. Maybe, maybe they were on a weight loss journey, and things have just changed, and they really want to feel confident in their body. This is like therapy to me, and it's a way for me to help them empower. And they're just looking for an experience, and they want to be a part of a movement, because we want to change the way society views beauty. As we age, it's a beautiful thing. We're living longer. We're more vibrant. So those are the women that I want to attract.
Yeah, we've got more to offer, and so often the conversation is about preserving youth instead. And so it's really powerful to kind of flip it on its head and honor what we've learned over time and all of these wonderful things. So Gabriella, we have got this stunning picture sitting beside me and Felicia. This is you, my fabulous friend. Talk to me about your photo shoot and how it felt.
Wow, so Felicia has a magical way of empowering you to bring out your inner beauty, your confidence, your power. I know just everything that you've said so resonated with me. I went into midlife feeling that it was a slow fade. Who am I? Looking at myself in the mirror and not even recognizing myself. And I noticed those identity shifts with the women that I work with as a midlife empowerment coach as well. And so this is a time for us to be seen in our full glory, inside and out. And I feel that in this photograph, I wanted to bring out that feminine power, that feeling, that sense of feeling sexy and flowy and confident. And she did it. Her lens worked the magic.
Oh, mind you, it's her last year in her 50s. She's 59.
You're mentioning your age, you're mentioning her age. Both of them are shocking.
It's different. We're different these days. We don't age like our parents. Nothing against our parents, but I'm just saying.
A lot of smoking in the 70s.
But we're just different, right? It's a totally different. Like the Golden Girls or whatever, like they're like in their, like my age. If we looked at the Golden Girls, their TV show and stuff, like we're just
they were gray-headed, and you know what? If you have gray and you're embracing it, wonderful for you. Yeah, absolutely. But I think our sense of self is more playful as we're aging nowadays. And so actually I did want to ask you, Gabriella, if you would, you mentioned your midlife empowerment coaching. I think it's so important that we're using the word midlife. Talk to me about what that means and kind of what your clients come to you with.
Well, midlife, I think, starts in our mid to late 30s and for the rest of our lives. And I think, yes, we spent most of our lives giving, doing, for the job, for our companies, for our communities, for our families, and we get to the point and say, what about me, right? And so midlife is that opportunity to really look at yourself in the mirror and say, who do I want to be? How do I want to feel in this next powerful chapter? I don't think it's a slow fade as society wants us to believe. It really is a powerful return to who we really we're always meant to be. And it's not necessarily like, returning to our 20s and 30s. It's not, missing those younger versions of ourselves, but really valuing our gifts, our lived experience, and knowing that we have so much to offer the world.
being unafraid maybe for the first time to say, this is who I am. I don't have to cloak it anymore.
Being unapologetic.
Unapologetic.
Haven't you seen the new campaign, We Do Not Care?
We do know I have not, but I
you
love
have to look at it. It's like a new campaign. I don't remember who started it, but this lady online, and she's like, you know, we're in our menopause and our midlife, and we just do not care anymore.
Yeah.
We're just embracing.
My mother, who turns 80 next year, was like, I don't know if I should wear this because I don't know if people will think it's weird. I'm like, now is the time. Embrace yourself, you know, unflinchingly, which I think is really awesome. You also, Felicia, do empowerment coaching. Can you talk to me about what you offer?
Yeah, so as my brand, Felicia Reed, as a brand, I can empower my clients, whether it's through portraits, you know, if they're going through something or have limiting beliefs about themselves or their body, dealing with confidence issues, or I can do life coaching. And that looks like I'm a hypnotherapist, a certified mindset coach, and I sit with clients that are transitioning in their life. I had a client that was in the military for 61 years. She came out and she's transitioning into the world. Whoa. And so I was able to coach her and to help her find her path back. And then we'll do a photo shoot afterwards. Yeah. Or I'm a speaker, I'm a public speaker, so I can also come and empower your corporation or your women's group on how to feel empowered. So it doesn't matter what I do, I could empower you through these different, you know, brands or these different, it's the same brand, but these different ways.
Different lenses.
Different lenses.
Coaching,
yes.
All right, y'all, we'll have to leave it there, but thank you both so much for your time. And thank you for what you're doing for the women in our community. We appreciate it.
It's a pleasure.
It's an honor.
Thank you.
Of course. All right, guys, if you want to learn more about working with Felicia, check her out on Instagram at Felicia Reed Photography or her website, book.feliciareed.com. We have a lot of fun here on Studio 512. If you missed any of our great segments, be sure to check out our website where we like to post the fun things we do. Our feed covers content like arts and entertainment, food and drink, fashion and beauty, home and garden, stuff for kids and pets, as well as information from area experts. In addition, you can check out web-exclusive content that you can only find on Studio512TV.com. We also love to post behind-the-scenes funny moments, outfit inspirations, and more on social media. Find us by searching for Studio 512 on your favorite platform. You don't want to miss a single post. Be sure to follow us, check out our website, and watch us every weekday at 11 a.m. right here on CW Austin. Content segments during Studio 512 were paid for by Debt Redemption and First Texas Honda.